Good evening, good evening, good evening. I hope you're well. I hope you're well. And thank you so much for joining me here this evening on this live stream. If this is your first time joining me, my name is Angela. And thank you for coming and spending a little time out with me today. So it is Sunday, the 11th of May. I lost my thought because I've just seen Betsy. Betsy, Kate, get down, please. Down, all the way, please. Down, now, all the way. She's not listening to me today. And I have to be very careful because she's definitely expecting. Yeah, she's expecting. She's pregnant. She was stretched out on the sofa today and I saw her pregnant belly and her nipples. So she's definitely up the duff. So I'm trying to be really gentle with her, because she's a first-time mum. So, yeah, there she is. I don't mind her being there because I don't cook there and I don't eat there. So I don't mind her being there, but I don't like her being on like the work surfaces that I use for food. So anyway, how are you? I hope you have had a lovely, lovely day. And I hope that the sun has been out shining and really warm and you've been enjoying it wherever you are across the country. It's been absolutely gorgeous here. This is my kind of weather. I try very, very hard not to complain about the heat and the sun because I love it. I absolutely love it. You'll always hear me complaining about the rain and the damp and the winter and the dark nights. You'll always hear me complaining about that, but not about the sunshine. I love the sun. So I got up early this morning. I cleaned my fish tanks. You can see my fish tank there. I've got that one there. I've got another one in the hallway. Sorry, not in the hallway, in the living room. And I say the hallway because my son, he's had 3 tanks. No, three tanks. And he's got rid of the small one. And he's got a really lovely tank in the kitchen and he's getting rid of that. So he said I can have that. So that one's going to go in my hallway. Because he said it's time consuming, which it is. It does take time. I've taken about a good hour today, hour and a half, to clean out both fish tanks. So I've done the one in the kitchen. I did the one in the living room. And I've just then spent the rest of the day sat in the garden listening to my podcasts, of course, and falling asleep and waking up and rewinding it to where I left off and then falling asleep again. But I've loved it. I've absolutely loved just being outside today. So wherever you are, I hope you have enjoyed the sunshine too. So I'm hungry now. It's 5:35 and I'm hungry. I had a yogurt at 12:30. So one of the Aldi yogurts that I bought the other day, and I'm really I like that. It's the broccoli passion fruit one. I really enjoyed that. It was lovely. So now it's time to get some food in. Hi Vic, thank you so much for joining me, my lovely. Yeah, it's been gorgeous and I hope it's been lovely wherever you are today. Yeah. So I've got my fan. You can't quite see my fan. I've got my fan here, my tower fan, because I know that it's going to be warm in the kitchen. Good afternoon, Horatio. Hello, my lovely. Thank you for being here today. I hope you're having a good time on your holiday. Yeah, hope it's you. I saw your pictures and it looks fabulous. Looks really nice. I hope you're having a good time. So, guys, I'm going to get making my dinner tonight. But again, it's really simple because let me just adjust this camera. There we go. So when the weather's warm like this, I just like really simple food, really simple, and really easy. But my principles around food still remain. So it still has to have good quality protein and good fibre. So that's what we're going to do today. So I'm making a salad. I know it's not rocket science, it's really easy, but I thought I'd bring you along with me. So you saw that I bought this yesterday in my when I went shopping for Aldi's, and I didn't. I'll tell you as well. I'm doing this yesterday. After I did my live, I went over to my son's and we went car hunting because I'm looking for a new car. And oh my days, I just fell in love with a car. It's a Peugeot 208. Oh, I absolutely love it. But it's a really good spec. It's the GT. It's one of the top of the range ones with like a sports feel. It's a GT. I can't quite remember it. I think it's like 1400 brake horsepower. I don't understand those things. I just look at it and decide whether I like it or not. And my son's doing all the technical stuff, and he's like, "Mom, it's a good spec, but the mileage is high. It's done like nearly 50,000 miles." And he was like, "You don't want that, not for the price." So good evening, Deanna. Thank you for joining me today. So we were looking at cars, and when we finished, because my grandson was with me, the 3-year-old, and he was like, my son said to him, "If you're a good boy, you can have Donald's," which is like McDonald's, and he was absolutely brilliant. So of course we had to give him a McDonald's. So when we went, I thought I might as well have that. So I had 3 chicken selects with fries, and that was it. That was me for the rest of the day. I didn't need dinner after that, so that's why I didn't come back yesterday to do a live, because I'd already eaten. So yeah, so there we go. I've just got my salad in there, and with my salad I've got a good source of calcium, because this is spinach leaves. That's the other reason I like this bistro salad. It's very simple, but it's a really, really good sauce. So you've got your baby spinach leaves, which is a really good source of calcium. Then you've got your shredded beetroot. So you've got a little bit of fibre in that beetroot, but also all of those fabulous macronutrients. You've got lamb's lettuce and ruby red chard. I tried growing chard 2 years ago. It wasn't happening. So yeah, I'll just buy it. So you can see that chard. And when, I learned something. Watching these gardening programs, you learn so much. And when you grow food and it's got good colour, like your chard, it's got this deep red in it. The beetroot, beautiful deep red colour. You've got your green. All of that is antioxidants. Carrots as well. So again, the whole principle of if it grows, we'll grow strong and healthy. And that's why I'm such a fan of 80% of my food. I like it whole food. So yeah, because sometimes we dismiss a salad because we think, oh, it's only a salad, it's light. But when you start thinking about the nutritional value you can get from a simple salad, something as simple as this, a bistro salad, you get in all that, the calcium, a little bit of fibre, and you're also getting all of those fabulous macronutrients and the antioxidants. So they always say, hence the term eat the rainbow. If you eat the rainbow and you go for all of that colour, that is really, really good. So yeah, just a little tip there for you. So I never just dismiss a salad and think, oh, it's just a salad. No, because I think of all the goodness that's in it. Okay, so I'm popping that there, and then I've got some cucumber that I'm going to just slice up. And again, cucumber, you'd be really surprised all the macronutrients in a cucumber. I know it's yeah, very, very good. So in fact, I'm just going to use it all. And what I like to do is, because I don't wash it, because I don't want it to be soggy. So what I do, I get me kitchen paper and I give it a wipe. Yeah, give it a good wipe down. Because it's like with lettuce, if you wash it, it goes all soggy, and nobody wants that. So yeah, we were car hunting. Oh, there we go, nearly did a dance for you then. We were, we'd gone car hunting, and oh my days, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful cars. But of course, I don't understand like the spec. I don't understand anything. I'm like, all I know is the number plate, the year. Yeah. All I'm looking for is the year and whether it's got 4 wheels and a door and a steering wheel. And it looks good. And other than that, I don't understand anything else about cars. I really need to start learning. So yeah. So that's why my son came along, and he's really good. He's really good. And he's like, Mom, no, you don't want that. No, you don't want that. And I'm like, and in fact, he was pushing me towards a Seat Leon. And in my head, they're kind of like boy racer cars. You know, you see young lads whisking around in them. I don't often see many, nannies, grannies in them. Yeah, so that kind of like put me off. But although I do know, the one thing I do know about Seat cars is that they're made by Volkswagen. Yeah, they're made by Volkswagen, so I know that they are a good make. Yeah, a good make. Good evening, Tony. Great to have you here with me this evening, my lovely. Thank you for joining. So I'm going to take my tomato, and again, I'm just going to give that all a nice wipe. So yeah, then the other thing is I was looking at a Volkswagen T-Roc. And my son was like, Mom, that's a really, really good car. It's a Volkswagen. You're going to want that. But I didn't like the look of it. Didn't like the look. But I've gone looking for a car with the idea that I wanted a Kia Sportage. Yeah. A Kia Sportage. Because I've wanted a Kia Sportage for years. And I've just never got around to changing my car. And so we saw some Kia Sportages, and I found one. And then when I went, and he pulled it out so I can sit in it, and I was so disappointed. So I do apologise if anybody's got a Sportage. They're lovely cars. They're very lovely. Very nice. But if I'd just seen that first, I would have probably liked it. But I'd seen the Peugeot first, and I sat in the Peugeot, and I swear, sitting in that Peugeot, it felt like I was, like when you go to the movies and you sit in one of those expensive seats, not like your standard seats, but your expensive seats, and it just feels really soft and cushioned, and it feels like it's just hugging you, and you've got all your bits on the side to put your mug, and it's quite high up, and it was kind of like that. It was really nice, and I was like, oh, king of the road or queen of the road is what I was thinking. The steering wheel was a little bit small, but I was like, I can deal with that. And the entertainment system was I mean, I've got a Ford Focus. It is a titanium. It is a top of the range, and I've had it for like 16 years. And 16 years ago, I bought it when it was 6 months old. And 16 years ago, the entertainment system was top of the range. Now it doesn't even work. It doesn't even work. So I'm like completely out of touch with entertainment systems. And I'm like, oh my goodness. It was like having an iPad inside the car. And I was pretty impressed. Pretty impressed. I thought, at this rate, I'm lucky if I get 50 quid for my car. Honestly, I was so impressed at like the standard of cars these days. So yeah. So anyway, let's get back to this. So I boiled a couple of eggs, and I wanted eggs in this because eggs is a really good source of protein. And I've just boiled them hard boiled, and I'm just going to cut them in quarters. Shall I do quarters? Yeah, I'll do them in quarters. So my heart at the moment is still with the Peugeot. However, for the price, I don't want the mileage. So I called the bloke back. Well, I say I called him. He hadn't stopped calling me from when I left. You know, from I left, he sent me 3 emails, and I've had 2. I spoke to him twice, and I felt he was, you know, a bit OTT. So I just ignored the calls, and it went to voicemail. So we got there back to, so within 4 hours, I'd had 4, 5, 6, 7 touch points with him. I know. Oh, right. Your husband had a Hyundai Accent for 18 years. Yeah. Are we talking about the Kia Sportage? You was thinking about that as the next car, but today you saw lots of Peugeots, Minis, SUVs liking those too. Yeah. I was thinking about the Kia Sportage, but as I said, when I sat in it, I was kind of like, And I would have been okay if I hadn't seen the Peugeot 2. Well, I first of all saw the Peugeot 3008. Oh my goodness, that was super nice. But it is a big car. It's a big car. And I thought, I don't need anything so big. And then he said, well, have a look at the 2008 2008, and that was just perfect size for me. And it was like a white pearlescent color. Oh, I loved it, absolutely loved it. But yeah, it's just the mileage. So when he called, he did say that, and I said to him, I was really honest with him, I said, I really like the car, but the mileage is putting me off. It was nearly 50,000 miles, and the car's 3 years old, and it was nearly 50,000 miles. And I was like, no, because, you know, once it hits like 50, 60, it's like major services and things need replacing and stuff like that. So I said, no. He said, well, we could negotiate on the price. He said, yeah, they are lovely looking cars, Maureen. They really, really are. I like that. What do you call the cross? Is it called? It's not a hybrid. Yeah, the hybrid. It's a hybrid. No, the hybrid is the electric. So I didn't want that. I didn't want the electric and the petrol. So it's a straight petrol. My current car is a diesel, but it's that. Oh, what do you call it? It's like a crossover something. It's not a full SUV. It's just like a mini SUV kind of thing. So so he did say, when I expressed my interest, he said what they could do is they could negotiate on the price a little bit more. He said, but it won't be thousands. And I was like, the only way I would buy that is if they knocked it down by a couple of grand. And he said they weren't going to do that. So he did find me another. Evening, Ali. Thank you for joining us, my lovely. Thank you. So he did find me a newer car. I think it was 2 years old. It had 20,000 miles, but it was nearly 3 grand more. And when my son looked at it, my son said, and that's why I take my son, or I take somebody who knows about cars, because my son looked at the spec and he was like, Mom, it's more expensive. Yes, it's lower miles, but the spec isn't as good. It's like not the top, it's not near the top. It's more of a basic, and it's only got 100 bhp. I was like, what's a bhp? I thought it was like blood pressure, and I was like, that can't be right. It was like brake horsepower. I was like, well, what does that mean? And he was like, I could see he was really frustrated with me, but I was like, well, that's why I had you, son. That's why I raised you, so we can get to this point. So he was explaining the brake horsepower, kind of went over my head, but it's something to do with braking. Whereas the first car had 130 brake horsepower, and he said it's going to be able to get up hills a bit easier and something to do with braking. So we said, although it's lower in mileage, the spec isn't as good. So we said, nah, got to keep going. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add more protein. So here's my salad building nicely. And this is going to be for tonight and tomorrow's lunch as well. So cue the corned beef, Vic. Cue the corned beef. Excuse me. So I had a little bit of corned beef last night. So I'm going to take that and I'm just going to cut that. And I'm going to pop that into my salad, like so. And I'll take probably another half a slice. And there we go. So we've got more protein. This is a protein-rich salad. And then I've got some ham. Going to take some of my cured sliced ham. So as you can see, it's really nicely balanced. We've got, all the veggies, the macronutrients, and a lot of protein. So I'm just going to take one slice because I've got, I just like to fold it like that, just roll it like that, and it looks pretty. And then what I'm going to do, I've got some cheese. And this is just cheddar cheese, but anything like Parmesan, any kind of cheese that you've got would work, would be fine. Even like a Baby Bell, chopping that up. But I've got my cheese slice. I'm just gonna take a few slices of cheese, and I'm gonna add that in. Oh, the oven's on, it's quite warm. So just take a couple of slices of cheese. And there we go. So yeah, that was my adventure yesterday afternoon. Oh, Horatio, BHP donates the power rating of the car. How well it can accelerate. 100 BP is quite slow to accelerate. Oh, there you go. We've got an expert in the house. Thank you, Horatio. Thank you. So yeah, I thought it was to do with braking, but no. So it doesn't accelerate, because my son said something about it's going to struggle getting up hills. So that'd be right. Yeah. So, but we dismissed that because I thought, I'm not paying, nearly 3 grand more for a lower spec. Didn't make sense. So And I kind of felt that it's that age-old thing, isn't it? Where I just thought it was quite interesting, actually, because the sales tactic wasn't pushy. They weren't hard, they weren't pushy. They were very welcoming and really supportive, but he could pick up on my naivety straight away. Knew that I didn't know anything about cars. And I kind of feel that if I had gone on my own, I would have bought a car that, you know, wasn't a good spec. Because he picked up that I was just looking at like the glamour, how glamorous, how good looking the car was. And I don't know anything about the spec. So I'm really glad my son was there. So although it wasn't hard sales, because, you know, we all know that that doesn't work, it was very subtly hard afterwards. You know, so when we got back in, it was kind of like, well, what do you think? And, you know, looking at the finance, and he sort of went straight and gave me the monthly breakdown. And I said, now, I want to know what the base price is. So we did that. And he said, is there anything we can do to make you sign for it today? And I said, no, nothing you can do. I just need to go away and think about it. So he said, give me a minute, let me speak to my manager. So we went over and spoke to his manager, who was sat in the corner just watching us. And he then came back and he said, my manager said, if you want to buy it today, we could. Yeah, Vic, they're ruthless. Yeah, I kind of felt that, but it wasn't pushy, it was very subtle. And I did feel pressured, I really did. And he said, if you want to buy it today, we can come up with a really good deal for you. Yeah. He says we can get you a really, really good deal. We could throw a few freebies in. And if I was on my own, I would have probably felt pressured to do it. But I looked at my son and he sort of like gave me the nod, which says, no, you need to think about it. And I said, yeah, I'll have a think about it. And then within the hour, he was on the phone. He'd called me. So although it wasn't obviously pushy, it was subtle. And the other thing he said is, we could only give you the deal if you sign today, because we're not in tomorrow. I was like, really? He says, yeah, I'm off tomorrow and my manager's off tomorrow. I was like, oh, okay. I says, well, you know, when I'm ready, I'm sure you'd be prepared to give me a deal. So he goes, well, we'll see. So, so that's when I said to my son, come on, let's go and let's shop around, because I hadn't had anything to compare it to. So what I'm doing, I've got some nuts. And I always like to put a little bit of nuts in my salad. So I've crushed them, I've broken them up. Excuse me. And what I do with my nuts is, because nuts take a long time to eat, well, when you're chewing it, it naturally just slows me down, because I can't wolf it down. I could probably wolf the salad down, yeah, but I can't when there's nuts in there, because you've got to chew them really carefully. And this is just my regular mixed nuts. There's almonds, there's cashews, there's walnuts, and there's hazelnuts in here. So just a nice little mix. So I'm just going to take a spoonful and I'm just going to sprinkle that all over. And then the same with my seeds. I've got my container of seeds, and this contains pumpkin seeds, pine kernels, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, yeah, and pine kernels, yeah. No, flax, yeah, it's got flax seeds in. So I'm looking at these tiny little orange ones, and I'm like, no, these are not. These are flax. I don't know if you can see, they're tiny, tiny orange ones. They're flaxseed. Flaxseed is amazing. It's full of, it's got the omega-3s, omega oils in. So good for your hair and your skin and your nails. Really, really good. These little seeds are a powerhouse. So again, I'm just going to get a big spoonful and just sprinkle that all over. There we go. And that is it. So that is my salad. This is going to be for dinner tonight and also tomorrow lunch. So my dressing now, this is my Caesar salad that I bought from Tesco's. I've had it a little while now. And this is £1 in Tesco's. Really nice. Really, really, really nice salad dressing. And this I bought from Aldi and it was 79p. And, you know, as I was saying yesterday, it's probably a white label. So what happens is you have a manufacturer who knocks out sauces, in this case Caesar salad. Okay, that's their thing, and Tesco's will go to them and say, can you produce us some? Here's our label and this is the colour lid we want. Yeah, and then Aldi's go and say, we want some as well, but this is our label and this is the colour lid that we want. And Morrison's will do the same, and Asda, and you know, Lidl. And so you'll find that the bottles are almost pretty much identical. The only thing that changes is the labels and, you know, tiny little things like that, but they look pretty much the same to me. Sometimes if they are doing like a more, like if Tesco's want to do a more expensive brand, then they might vary the ingredients slightly, but for the basic brand, usually they're pretty much standard. I haven't got my glasses on now, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's pretty much standard with maybe one or two slight changes. So I'm going to use this today. This is the Aldi one, the Bramwell Caesar dressing, but I'm going to put it on when I go to serve it, because if I drizzle it on now, by tomorrow the salad's going to be wet. It's not going to be nice. So usually what I do is I take it with me and just drizzle a little bit on. So I'm going to try that. And there we go. That is going to be my dinner. So I've got my mixed greens, my spinach, beetroot, ruby red chard and lamb's ears. I've got some cucumber, tomatoes, boiled egg, corned beef, ham, cheese, mixed nuts and mixed seeds. Yeah, so yeah, a really nice balance there. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then my dressing. So Horatio says, if the cars you are looking at are manual transmission, Volkswagen, Peugeots, etc., then they are okay, but stay away from these makes with automatic transmission. They are known for being unreliable. So that's really interesting you say that, because I'm like manual all the way, but my daughter-in-law, she only drives automatic, and she changed the car about 18 months ago and she ended up getting a manual and she hates it. She wants to go back to automatic. So my son was like, Mom, why don't you get an automatic? He says, you know, you just put it in drive and that's it. But I'm like, you know, knowing me, I'll probably get stuck and break down and don't know how to move the thing, because I'm, you know, I've always, for over 30 years, I've always driven a manual. So I'm like, no, I'm going to stick with the manual. So yeah, good tip. Thank you. Thank you. Stay away from those makes, from the automatic. Yeah. So, because I always had that in my head, that automatics can be a bit unreliable, although they're easy to drive. So yeah. So there we go. So that was my afternoon yesterday. And then I came home and I was just like, right, that's it. You know, just chill out, relax with the cats. And Vic, you're definitely a manual girl. Yeah, same here. Wants to try an automatic. It's hard to go back. Well, that's what my daughter-in-law is like. She's always driven automatics, and she's got her manual, and she's really struggling with it. She says she absolutely hates it because she's so used to the automatic. But I've never, and she wanted me to buy her car, and I was like, I would have bought it if it was a manual. Sorry, if it, well, it is, hers is a manual, but I was like, no, I want to get my own. Yeah. Same here with the manual, but your brother said if you're buying a mini SUV, get an automatic. Oh, okay. So I suppose that Horatio says it would depend on the model and the make of it. And Maureen, you love both manual and automatic. See, I've never ever driven an automatic. Never driven an automatic. Oh, Horatio, you won't buy a manual car again. The comfort level. Interesting. I might have to try one. Might have to try an automatic. I've never driven. I've been in, I've been driven in a automatic, but I've never driven one myself, manual all the way. But maybe it's time for me to try one. I mean, my daughter-in-law's always like, automatic for her all the way. And she struggles. Well, not that she struggles, she just doesn't like the manual. Yeah. So maybe I have to try it. I'll have to take it out for a test drive. But yeah, so that's where I'm at with my car, just like having a good mooch around. But I'm so loving the Peugeot 208 and the 308. Yeah. And Tony, you're a transport person. Nothing wrong with that, man. Nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong in that. Yeah, you should see my car. I tell you, I'm embarrassed to pull into the car park. It's got dents and bumps and bruises and scrapes, and the boot is being held up with gaffer tape. I'm so embarrassed. I really am, but it's done well. 16 years it's been going, yeah. So anyway, my lovelies, I am going to eat my salad, and I'm going to portion some out for lunch tomorrow, and I might even have a little bit left over because there's quite a bit there, so I'll probably have a little bit over for the evening. I've driven an automatic like 30 years ago, says Maureen. It's fine. Okay, you won't get your legs in a tiz with the pedals. I'll probably have to give it a try. Yeah, because my daughter-in-law says you just put it into drive and it does all the work for you. So I might have to have a little look at that. So guys, thank you so much for being here with me this evening, and a massive, massive, massive thank you to all of you who's come to my help again and has been watching my videos on repeat, letting that playlist run. I really, really, really appreciate you. It's really made a difference. I've still got about 70 hours to hit that target. So it's looking more comfortable. So yeah, I've got till the 15th to hit that. So yeah, next 3 days, I'm going to be knocking out the videos in the next 3 days. But if you can, again, please just continue to let them play. Yeah, find a playlist and let it run, whilst you're cooking, you're cleaning, even when you're sleeping, just let the playlist run, because it all adds to that watch hour. It's and it's interesting because when I was like doing some research from YouTube channels that help other channels to grow, they say that lots of I'm still playing in your laptop. Oh, thank you, Vic. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I really do. They say that because the requirement is 1,000 subscribers, and that's hard to get. Let me tell you. To get 1,000 subscribers, it's tough, okay? But to get 4,000 watch hours, it's even harder. And a lot of small channels just give up because those are big challenges. Now, the other thing that happens is you get a small, tiny YouTuber, and they might only have like, 200 subscribers, but then they get a video, they make a video, or they put content out there that goes viral, and they can get 30,000-40,000 views on it. Okay, it's heartbreaking because they get the views, but they haven't got the subscribers, and they still can't hit that milestone that YouTube has set. Yeah, so it's tough, and it's one of those things. YouTube wants to encourage people to start YouTube channels because they make money off the advertising. Yeah, so the more people that start YouTube channels, YouTube is happy with that. But at the same time, they make it really difficult for people to stay on the platform. Yeah, because if you don't hit that target, you could still carry on, but it's kind of like, well, what's the point? Because nobody's watching my videos, and I'm not monetized, I'm not hitting that threshold, so it's tough. So I thank you. I really thank you for your support. I really do. So I have put a post on the community post because, as I mentioned yesterday, I am going to seek the support of a coach. The coach needs a coach. So I am seeking the support of a YouTuber, a YouTube coach. Okay, and I found one, and the YouTube because I want to continue this channel. I love coming and talking to you. I absolutely love it, and I don't want it to stop. And I know you guys, my followers, you're always here whenever I go live. So I know that you enjoy my content, but I want my content to go to reach more people, and I want to grow. So I do a video on Betsy's pregnancy. Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to do some because Betsy, she wants her own YouTube channel. Yeah, but I thought the other day I might do some shorts. Yeah, might do some shorts. In fact, I took some photos of her with her, and she's definitely pregnant. Definitely pregnant. She was stretched out, just like a pregnant woman today, stretched out because of the heat, belly on show. And I took a photo and I sent it to my friend who is, I mentioned him before. He's the judge, the pedigree pet judge. And he was like, yeah, she's up the duff. So now my mind is thinking about getting her like a nest, a cat nest, like with back in the day, we used to just give them a cardboard box when my cat had kittens growing up. But I want to get her something really nice, like a nice bed with, soft and cushions and all of that. So I'm going to set her up in my spare room, and so she can have that as her little nest in her birthing area and her little nest for her kittens. So I'm gonna, and I noticed she's been walking around the house trying to find somewhere. So I'm like, because cats are only pregnant for like 60 to 70 days. I know. And she's about a month gone. So I think she's been walking around looking. So I'm going to create a little nest for her in the spare room. I know, what's she like? What's she like? So, yeah, but she's worth it, my little Betsy. So, yeah, what was I saying before I said that? Yeah, so I put a post on the community post and a poll. It's a poll. So I would love it if you could nip over after this and just vote, because I want to grow the channel. I want to keep going. And I think with your support, I'm going to hit that milestone really finally, really fine. But I think I'm going to hit it. Well, I'm praying, sending lots of prayers up, because if I don't hit it by the 15th, I've got to do another year. I'll have another year in which to hit that 4,000. And just the thought of it, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know if I've got the will. So, but with your support, I'm pretty sure I will do that. But I'm waffling now. I do apologise. So I'm going to be using the services of a coach because I want to grow my channel and I need to understand why my channel isn't growing. Because when I put out a video, say like a shopping haul video, like I did the Poundland video, it hasn't even hit 200 views. Whereas other channels are like 1,000, and that's like the small channels, 1,000, and other channels are like 50, 60,000 views. So I need to understand why my channel isn't getting the views that I think it deserves. You know, I'd be happy with 1,000 views, but you know, I've seen channels who've only got 200 subscribers and they're hitting 3, 4, 5,000 views on a shopping haul video, but I've got 1,300 subscribers and I'm not even hitting 200 views. So I need to understand, and it's all to do with the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm, because and that's why I always encourage you, and I know I really appreciate you guys, but I always say at the end of the video to like, subscribe, and or if you've not subscribed, to subscribe, but if you have subscribed, to like and comment, because the YouTube algorithm will see that you've liked and commented, and then it puts it out to other people who might find it of interest, and that's how people grow on YouTube. But if nobody's commenting or giving the thumbs up on the actual video when it's posted, then YouTube thinks, oh, nobody likes this, nobody's interested, and then you get hidden, you go to the back of the queue. So it's a beast, and I need to understand how it works. So I'm working with a coach who has grown multiple channels. He owns multiple channels and has like been monetized within like a month, you know, and is putting out content that is getting thousands and thousands of views. So, you know, I need to understand why my channel isn't getting that. It could be down to keywords that I'm using, it could be down to the hashtags, it could be down to my thumbnails, it could be down to so many different things. It could just be that the channel wasn't set up properly. So I need to get that advice. Yeah, so hair, nails, beauty seems to get a good following. So you're right. You're right, those do get good followings, but literally absolutely anything gets a following. You name it, there's a YouTube channel for it, you know. Goodness me, you name it, you know, there's a YouTube channel for collecting mugs, you know, cleaning, gardening, you name it, there's a following for it. Okay, so what I don't want to do is just jump into a niche that I know nothing about, because that's not right. I want to be authentic to me. But on my channel, I have got so many different areas that I cover, and I feel that it's going to say you're too broad, because when I look at other channels, they're very specialist. Like shopping haul channels only do shopping hauls. They might do food, clothes, household products, beauty products, but they only do shopping hauls. They don't do like weight loss or cooking. And a cooking channel only does cooking. And they might do shopping hauls around food, but they focus in on cooking. And weight loss channels, they only do weight loss, and they just focus in on talking about, you know, weight loss and weight loss tips. But I'm kind of like spread across quite a few. And I think that's what they're going to say. They're going to say, you need to specialize in a particular area and focus on that. And then, you know, do all the work behind that to attract that. So that's why on the poll, on the community channel, I would love it if you could nip over after this and just select which which content you enjoy the most. Yeah. And I know you enjoy them all, but if I had to select one content, one niche, which would it be? Let me know. So yeah. I mean, there's, children's channels are massive. I mean, I sit and watch them with my grandkids. There's even a channel that there's a channel, well, several channels that play with dolls. I know, these are grown women and they play with dolls and they dress them, they feed them, they bathe them, they take them out for what, and there's channel for that. There's channels that play with toys. I mean, some of you might have heard of Ryan Toys. He's now, I think he's about 13, 14, is a multi-billionaire now. And his channel started because his parents used to buy him toys and they used to video him playing with the toys and then they reviewed him. Now he's got massive deals. It's huge. Ryan's World it is. So there's absolutely loads, and my grandson, my 7-year-old, he used to love cars. Like his mom, what do you call it? It's it's from Mattel. You get them in Poundland, and he had hundreds of them, and he wanted us to start a YouTube channel with him playing with the cars. Yeah, and then I've seen channels which do flags. Flags of different countries, you name it, there is a channel for absolutely anything and everything. So yeah, so I think that's what they're going to say. But I'm kind of like right across the board, but I need now just to hone down into one specialist area and just focusing on that. So Tony, you like shopping hauls and cooking? Yeah, definitely cooking, because you've been missed on the cook along. So thank you, my lovely, thank you. And you know what? So a few people that I've asked, they're all steering towards shopping hauls, and a couple of people have said cooking, but yeah, a few people have said the shopping hauls. But I'd love for you to pop it on the poll and let me know which is the most popular. So when I go to and have my first session with the coach, I've got an idea of what you guys would like me to cover. Yeah, hot rod cars. No, it is something hot. Yeah, it is something hot. It's from Mattel, and you can get them in Poundland. Yeah. Honestly, my grandson had hundreds of them, hundreds. I think he's had every something. It's gone. I can see it, but yeah. So Vicky is saying specific shopping hauls. Yeah, I think with shopping haul, Hot Wheels, that's the one. Hot Wheels. Thank you, my darling. Hot Wheels. Yeah, Hot Wheels. You just go on YouTube and type in Hot Wheel cars, and you'd see how many YouTubers there are. Yeah, but it was a mind blower for me when I saw grown women playing with dolls, and I was like, I've seen it all now. Seen it all. So yeah. So the Hot Wheels. Yeah. So yeah, the shopping hauls, and with the shopping hauls, I would do shopping hauls as a topic, as a niche, but do like I do with my food, clothes, makeup, household goods. Yeah, anything that is new in the shops, things that I buy, that is what I would focus in on. Yeah. So it would be shopping hauls, as I'd become a shopping haul channel. So yeah, but I'd love your thoughts on that, guys. So let me know on the survey. Anyway, I am off to eat my my dinner. Can't wait to get tuck into that. And I'll be back tomorrow morning. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to be talking about intuitive eating. Yeah, because last week we did intermittent fasting, so intuitive eating. If you don't see me in the mornings, it's only because I'm running late or I've been stuck in traffic. But assuming that, thank you, Horatio. So assuming that I get to work on time, I'll do a session around intuitive eating. Anyway, whatever you're doing, have a lovely, lovely, lovely evening. And they say it's going to rain this evening. We're going to get a storm. I hope it doesn't come. And if it does, I hope it doesn't affect you too badly. But whatever you do, have a lovely, lovely evening. And thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate you. I really, really, truly do. Just keep watching those play stream, and a couple of videos. That would really, really help me out. Guys, have a lovely evening. I'll see you soon. Take care now. Bye.